Susie. Welcome to Restoration for Runners. This is a short yin practice focused on the low body. Thanks for joining me. Welcome. To begin this class, the only thing you need is a single brick or a firm blanket or towel will do the trick as well. Let's get started in broken toe pose. So coming on to your knees, you'll tuck your toes under. I often need to flick my pinky toe forward slightly. If you have discomfort underneath your knees, you could slide a little blanket in there. And if you feel right away that this is going to be quite intense, you can bring your hands forward onto the earth. As you feel ready and space begins to open, the hands can walk back to your knees or all the way up to your thighs. Eventually, we want to get where we're stacked crown of the head over the base of your spine, collarbones spreading, shoulder blades moving down your back. Face is soft. You can close your eyes or keep them open. But bring your awareness to your breath. It's going to be a powerful companion in our practice today. As we turn our focus inward, the breath anchors us right here into the present moment. So as resistance or discomfort begins to show up in your body, instead of placing energy on that resistance and your reaction to it, turn your focus inward and come back to the simple inhalation and exhalation of your breath. After holding this posture for a bit, you may begin to feel some discomfort in different areas of the body. Try to lengthen the space between stimulus and response. So we notice the discomfort, but instead of immediately reacting by moving out of the discomfort, allow yourself to pause, observe, and come back to your breath, knowing that the discomfort will not last forever. Knowing that change and growth is happening as we stay with it. Instead of fighting the resistance, move toward it with a spirit of openness, with a sense of ease. Take one more breath cycle here. And then you'll slowly release forward. Keep the toes tucked as you plant your hands down. Roll over tops of the ball toes. Keep your hands forward as you round through the upper back and you're beginning to urge your heels towards the earth. Our goal here is to create some nice space in your calves and the ankles. You get a little bonus stretch in the upper back body as well. So send your soft awareness to your calves here. And gratitude for how hard they work for you and support you. You can completely release your head down here if that would feel good. Stay for one more breath cycle. And slowly lift the chest. Rock back onto your knees, release the toes, and sit back to your heels for Vajrasana. Now we're stretching the front of the ankles. Hands could stay forward or up to the knees. If it feels okay in your body, fingertips come back behind your hips and lean back slightly. This should intensify the stretch in your quadriceps, but we're really focusing on the front of the ankle here. And if you have space, even lift the knees slightly, getting even more stretch. And if it's available, you could send the knees up even more. Now we're into the front of the toe joint. Play around here with what feels good to you. And take about 3 breath cycles. Working the inner heels together so you can keep the stretch in the front of the ankle. Staying with that slow, deep, connected breath. And then so slowly release forward. Swing your hips to the side and come all the way down onto your back body. Take a full body stretch. Get as long as you can front to back. Soles of the feet to the earth, hands by your sides. Clasp behind your right hamstring. Pull the right thigh into your chest. So you could stay right here. If it's available, extend the left leg straight. That's just going to give you a little more opening in the front of the left leg and hip. And we're going to begin to floss through this right leg as you straighten, and it doesn't have to be a complete straight, and then bend back through the knee. Straighten and bend back and forth. You're prioritizing pulling the right thigh into your chest, keeping the upper body stable and firm. Keep the navel pulling into the spine. And if the left leg is long, a little action through the left heel. And the next time your leg goes straight, hold it there. And again, it doesn't have to be completely straight. And then flex and point the toes. And feel how that simple action moves up and down the back of your right leg. And then hold on a flex, flexing the toes towards your right shin, hugging the right thigh towards your belly, relaxing your shoulders down your back. Breathing in, letting go, breathing in, letting go. Slowly bend the right knee, hug it into your chest, maybe peel up and tap nose to knee. And then take a full body stretch, get long. Soles of the feet to the earth, hands by your sides. Second side. Clasp behind the left thigh, pull the left thigh into your chest. Feel the thigh working towards your belly, shoulder blades down your back. Stay or stretch the right leg straight, sending energy out your right heel. And then when you're ready, we begin the flossing action on this left side. Keep working the left thigh towards your chest. And try not to get too caught up in how straight that left leg goes. We want to get that slide and glide action. Flexion and extension is a really powerful way to create mobility here. The next time the leg goes straight, go ahead and hold it straight or nearly straight. And begin flexing and pointing through your toes. The upper body is settling down into your earth. It's a pleasant expression on your face, and you feel connected to your breath. Hold the toes at a flex, stretch your left heel towards the ceiling, and notice the sensation in the back of your left leg. Space and openness. And these long holds are really an opportunity to create change in your body and in your mind. Bend the knee, hug it into your chest, maybe tap nose to knee, and take a full body stretch. Get long. Soles of the feet to the earth and hands by your sides. Go ahead and grab your brick here or your firm blanket, whichever you have, and we're moving into supported bridge. This brick can go on its lowest or medium height right at the sacrum. So not in your low back, not in that curve, but that flat part right at the base of your spine. And then again, you pull your right knee in towards your chest, this time clasp in front of the shin bone. If this isn't accessible, you could always grab a strap or a belt or scarf or towel and place it in front of the shin bone to pull that in towards you. And this might be enough right here. If you'd like a little more, extend the left leg straight, the left heel is grounded. Now you're getting some really nice openness in the front of the left thigh, in the front of the left hip, as well as openness in the front right hip, or outer right hip. Let your breath be slow and deep. Hold, or you could take some circles in both directions through the right ankle. When your mind starts to travel, and it will, try not to get caught up in judgment, but just notice that the mind is traveling. You could even tell it thank you, but now is not the time. And then just bring your awareness back to the present moment by connecting to your breath. Breath as an anchor. Inhaling to expand, exhaling to let go. 2 more breath cycles here. And at the bottom of your next exhale, bend your left knee, sole of the foot to the earth. Place the right foot down and take a moment to pause and feel the difference between sides. And then pull the left thigh in, clasping in front of the shin bone. And you might notice some differences right here. One side might be a little more accessible than the other. Stay or extend the right leg straight, the right heel pressing down into the ground. I always like to readjust here, pull my shoulder blades together, make sure my collarbones are even and spreading. And then I'm working this left thigh to my chest as I extend the right heel long. And I can feel nice openness in the front of my right hip point and my outer left hip. Eyes can be open or closed. And taking time for these slower practices and these long holds is extremely powerful for the nervous system. It gives our bodies time to recharge, to regenerate. Also to commit to memory the new shapes, the new space it's creating. When we take time to slow down and truly restore, balance comes back into the body and the mind, and everything just works a little more smoothly, a little more efficiently. At the bottom of your next exhale, slowly bend the right knee, let the left foot drop. Take a moment to pause and feel. And then press into your feet, squeeze your hips, and slowly slide that brick away. Roll down one vertebrae at a time and pause here with the palms flat, allowing the blood to move back into all of those tight places. And just notice the way that feels, maybe a little tingling. Our next place is eye of the needle, so cross your right leg over your left, a little bit of flexion through that top foot. And this could be plenty, or your right hand to your thigh here might be just enough. If you'd like a little more, slide through and grab in front of the left shin bone, pulling this whole little package in towards your face. Now, if you notice your chin going up or back, you might like a little something underneath your head, so you could slide in that brick or blanket that you took with you. You could also use a towel to pull that knee in closer to your body. So think of keeping the upper body fairly straight and grounded, and then just gently roll side to side with the low body. Slow movements, and when you find a place that's particularly interesting, linger there. Maybe pressing the right knee a little further away from you, flexing the feet a little more actively, or pulling the left thigh bone in towards your chest. Notice any extra places you might be carrying tension in the body. Some common places are the belly, or the shoulders, the face. Relax your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relax the space between your eyebrows. And let your eyes be heavy in their sockets. Take one last slow, deep breath cycle here. Come back to center. Place the sole of your left foot on the earth. Stamp on the left foot and send your hips to the right. Then drop the sole of your right foot to the earth and the right knee points up high to the sky. Now, if this feels a little crunchy to you, you could move that whole little package away from your face. If you're happy right here, but the knee is having trouble staying lifted up, you could use your left hand like a little kickstand, placing the tips of your fingers onto the inner thigh. Your right hand can come out to the letter T or a goalpost arm. So we've got a nice little twist through the torso, and you're getting this beautiful stretch through QL, outer hip. Hold and breathe here. Now that we've talked through some of the potential places where you may hold tension in the body, it could be helpful to do a little body scan. And once you learn your places, you can begin to go there a little more quickly. And with awareness, you have the power to release some of that tension. And that begins by letting go of tension in other parts of the body and in your face. By flooding the body with powerful healing breath. Expand through the places that are available for expansion. Let go of the places that you are holding on. A couple of more slow, deep breath cycles here. Bottom of your next exhale, slowly upright the legs back into that figure 4 shape. Take both feet to the earth. Stamp on the feet, send your hips to the right, let your knees fall to the left. And the knees are going to be aligned 90 degrees behind the knee. And the front knee wants to track back slightly, so move it forward a tiny bit so the knees are pretty much in alignment. And if this feels like too big a twist, grab your brick or blanket and place it in between the knees for a little bit of space. Arms to the letter T for this gentle spinal twist. So imagine your breath going in between each little vertebrae of the spine, creating space and openness. A sense of buoyancy and lightness. Several more rounds. Watch the breath travel from the base of the spine all the way up to the crown. And from the crown of your spine all the way down to the base. Healing breath. At the bottom of your next exhale, slowly release your prop if it's there. Gently bring the knees back up towards the sky, feet to the floor. Realign yourself if you've shifted at all on your mat and take a pause to notice the difference between sides, the energy you feel on the right side of the body. And then cross the left leg over the right into that figure 4 shape. Option to stay with the left hand on the thigh, or pull that whole little package in towards your face. Again, if this is not accessible, you could grab a towel in front of that shin bone or place your prop underneath your head. If you feel any tension in your neck or shoulders, that's a nice little option to take. And then once you're here, keep the upper body fairly grounded and just gently move side to side with the low body. And when you find a place that is interesting, hold it there. I like rocking slightly to the right and then urging my left knee away from me. And when you feel that tension or resistance in the body, use your power of your imagination. Go to that place. And imagine using your breath like a magic wand, creating space, creating openness, bringing healing and freedom. Last cycle of breath here. Rock back up to neutral. Place the sole of your right foot on the earth. Stamp on that foot. Send your hips to the left and the sole of the left foot to the right. The left knee points up high towards the sky, arms to the letter T or goalpost arms. Again, if this feels uncomfortable with the up leg, you could move that whole deal closer to the end of the mat, farther away from you. If it feels okay where it is, but the knee feels a bit unstable, you can use your right hand like a little kickstand and place the tips of your fingers on your inner thigh, just as a little bit of support. Then turn your heart up towards the sky. For even a little more twist, you could simply gaze over at your left hand. And like all of these places, it takes a moment to get settled in. And once you fully land, try to be still. To let go of the fidgeting and shifting. To fully be here. To allow your breath to bring you completely and fully into this present moment. Accepting it just as it is. Knowing all is just as it should be. Take about 2 more cycles of breath here. Breathing into the left side body and outer left hip. And at the bottom of your next exhale, slowly release the legs back to center. Soles of both feet on the ground. Press into the feet. Send your hips to the left and knees to the right. And we've got thigh bones on top of one another. The left knee wants to track back, so I'm going to shift that forward slightly. That encourages even more twist. And 90 degrees behind your knees. Arms to the letter T or goalpost. And again, if this feels like a bit much, grab your blanket or your brick and place it in between the knees. That can be a nice little bit of extra support. Turning your heart more towards your knees will be less intense. Turning your heart open towards the sky will create more rotation through the spine. And then close your eyes. And allow yourself to be fully here. Watching your breath as it travels from the base of your spine up to the crown of your head. And from the crown of your head to the base of your spine. Traveling up and down, bringing healing energy, bringing vitality, and bringing light. At the bottom of your next exhale, you can slowly release, remove the prop if you have it there between your legs. Slowly, gently bring the knees back to point towards the ceiling. And realign yourself here and just let the knees gently rock side to side. Your head can nod in the opposite direction of your knees. One little bridge pose of symmetry. Feet grounded on the earth, hands by your sides. Press into your hands and your feet. Lift the hips up any amount, stretching out the front body. Lighting up the back body, and then slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. Shavasana. Legs lengthen forward, feet fall open to either side. If you have any discomfort in your low back, constructive rest could be nice here, taking your feet as wide as the mat and just gently knocking your knees in toward one another. Either one of these places is just perfect. Pick the one that feels better to you today. Lift your chest just enough to pull the shoulder blades together on your back body. And then allow your breath to travel from your heels, up the legs and pelvis, low belly, chest, neck, into the crown of your head. And then as you exhale, watch breath like a wave traveling from the crown of your head all the way down the body and out your toes. Each exhale, surrendering a little deeper into the earth. Each exhale, letting go, letting go, letting go. Feel free to stay as long as you like in your Shavasana. When you're ready, slowly roll onto your side. And then using the strength of your arms, press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Thank you for your time and your practice. Namaste.